Are you thinking about moving to Ontario, California? Because if you are, in this video, I'm gonna be going over the pros and the cons of living in Ontario, California. I'm gonna be sharing with you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between. And if you stick around until the end, I'm gonna share a con with you that's not really talked about. Nobody really says it, but it's a good thing to kind of know before you make your move to Ontario. So stay tuned because we're gonna get after it right now. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything that there is about living, eating, breathing, playing in Ontario, California, then subscribe below, tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Ontario, California. My name is Jonathan with eXp Realty. The team and I, we get calls and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days, 90 days, or even 900 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule that Zoom down below so we can help you make that smooth move to Ontario, California. Now, where is Ontario, California? I'll let you know. It's located at 35 miles northeast of Los Angeles, California. What is Ontario really known for? It's known to be the gateway to Southern California. The city does have its own international airport, which is really, really rad. It's near LA attractions, it's near Disneyland, the mountain resorts, or even the desert where you guys can go to Palm Springs and have a nice, great day, wind and relax. There is so much to do within Ontario that you will never get bored. I mean, I promise me, you won't get bored. I mean, there's a variety of things to do, whether you're an indoor geek, outdoor geek, or just an outdoor, not a geek. I'm just trying to be funny here, right? But if you're an indoor, outdoor person, there's a variety of options, whether you guys want to go hiking, indoor skydiving, you guys can go hit up K1 speed racing, or you can hit up Toyota Sports Arena and go to a live concert or some type of sporting event. Again, variety of options of things that you can do. If you want to go outside of Ontario, you absolutely can. Again, Big Bear is right up the road where you can go skiing, snowboarding during the winter time, tubing, or even night tubing. There is a night tubing place in Big Bear, California. It is really sick. I highly recommend it. It's really, really fun. Now, Ontario, again, does have tons to offer. There is museums. There's a lot of culture within Ontario that you can also just go check out their museum and see what Ontario and its history, what it's all about. Now, I will say this, that it is ranked in the top 20% of best places to live in the entire world. The world. Wow, that's pretty impressive, right? Top 20% of best places to live. I mean, that right there kind of speaks for itself. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into the pros and the cons of this video. I wanna give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? I wanna give you your desserts and your veggies. Now, what I like to say in all my videos is I'm gonna give you your dessert before I give you your veggies. So let's jump into pro number one. Pro number one of living in Ontario, California, its location. It's such a prime location. Like I just stated, I mean, you're really the gateway to Southern California. You can literally be everywhere within an hour drive, you know, maybe an hour and a half to even 2. You can be in a whole different country. You can be in Mexico in less than 2 hours. Los Angeles in less than an hour. You can be in the beach in 45 minutes to an hour, or be up in the beautiful mountains and enjoying a great time out there in an hour as well. So there's so many things to do. The location is so prime. That is one of the major factors of why everyone really loves Ontario. It's the location that it has. I mean, it's just probably the best location that you could possibly ask for within Southern California, because there's so many things you can do within its immediate surrounding areas. And that's why we're naming location as pro number 1. Pro number 2 of living in Ontario, California is going to be the things to do and activities. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, there's so many things to do and there's so much activities. Ontario is such a small city, but big at the same time, if that makes any type of sense. There's just, again, tremendous amounts of activities to do, whether you want to be indoor or outdoor. I mean, you guys have a variety of options. You really just do. You can, again, do the indoor go-kart racing. You can go indoor skydiving, go to Ontario Mills and go shopping till you drop, or you can go check out the museum, or you can even go to the sporting arena, the Toyota Sports Arena, where again, you can go and see live concerts, or to a sporting event, or a comedy show, or pretty much anything that sporting arena hosts, right? So that is why we're naming the things to do as pro number 2 of living in Ontario, California. On to pro number 3. Pro number 3 of living in Ontario, California, it is the international airport. That is so important that it does have an international airport. That is very impressive in itself. There's not a lot of cities with under a population of 200,000 that does have an international airport. I mean, majority of the cities with international airports, you see them with populations of 500,000 people and above, you know, such as LA that has a population of 4 million people plus, or San Diego, for example, or San Francisco, New York City, you know, I can go on and on and on. So the fact that it does have an international airport is such a big plus. Why? I mean, that is just a relief, a stress off your shoulders if you do tend to travel quite a bit and you like to pack your bags and just go, right? So if you're making a trip to New York City, you wouldn't have to wake up like most people do, you know, 4 hours in advance and leave their house 3 hours before their flight just to be there 2 hours before it even takes off, to make sure that you're ready to board 1 hour before it takes off. It just makes life so much easier that you do have it right there in your own city, where you can just wake up maybe an hour and a half prior, leave, be there, you know, 30 minutes before it takes off, whatever the case may be. That is one big, huge, major plus of living in Ontario, and that's why we're naming that as pro number 3. On to pro number 4. Pro number 4 of living in Ontario, California is going to be the safety. So Ontario, California actually ranks better than the state average of California when it comes to crime and safety, as well as the national average in crime and safety. So you know without a doubt that your kids and your community is well taken care of and it is safe. Now I do know, and I read quite often, that the actual community there of Ontario, the Ontario Police Department, constantly looking to upgrade and hire on more and more peace officers to kind of maintain with the supply and demand of police officers to citizens and so on and so forth. And you know, that's just a really great thing to know about it. And one cool statistic about Ontario, it's actually ranked in the top 30% of the safest cities within the United States. So that again is just another known fact for you guys to know. So if you are really looking for a family-friendly community, then Ontario is a great place to start looking. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to our veggies. So that's gonna finish off all our pros right there. On to con number 1. Con number 1 of living in Ontario, California is going to be the cost of living. Ontario actually ranks in the top 4% as one of the highest cost of livings within the United States. Now, however, that is actually pretty good when you're looking at all the factors of Southern California in general. There's some cities in Southern California that rank in the top 0.1%, top 0.3, top 0.5. And so given that it's the top 4% within the United States, it's actually not that bad within Southern California. But yes, however, it is, you know, costly compared to the national average and also the California average. And so that right there is just kind of show you guys a little bit of glimpse of what Ontario, you know, has to offer. And if you guys see right here on this chart right here, you can see what it costs for a single person and also a family of 4 to live in Ontario, California. So that right there is our first con, and on to con number 2. Con number 2 of living in Ontario, California, it's going to be, it is a very car dependent city, just plain and simple. It has a walk score of 46, a bike score of 47, and a public transit score actually of 26. So that just really essentially means the city is not very walkable and public transportation options are very minimal. So yes, if you're looking to move to Ontario, California, most likely you will need to get some type of public transportation, whether it's a car or some type of, you know, bicycle or motorcycle, whatever the case may be, you will need public transportation. So that right there is going to finish off with con number 2. On to con number 3. Con number 3, and to finish it all off, what you have been waiting for is going to be the commute. So Ontario, California does have a higher commute than the national average of 26 minutes. Now, not crazy horrendous different, however, it still is very different. The national average is again 26. Ontario is about 30 minutes. So that is 4 minutes higher than the national average. Now, considering the fact that we live in Southern California, I would say that is actually pretty reasonable. Again, it is a car dependent city, so you will have to need some type of public transportation automobile to get around and about. So that right there is finishing off all the pros and the cons. Now, if you do have any questions whatsoever about any of the pros and cons in this video, please comment down below, leave me a message, shoot me a text, give me a call, or, you know, just send me an email. That way, you know, we can have that smooth conversation when you guys are looking to make that move to Ontario, California. Thank you for watching Living in South California.